Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. And I always want to start by giving you a very heartfelt thank you for your support and for subscribing and being a part of my channel. It means more than I think people realize. I love it. And I'm doing my new love series, which is something that, you know, it's funny, I've studied astrology and compatibility with signs for over 40 years, and it was just my own wonderful, passionate insight and interest in it, and why people gravitate to each other. Why some signs more than others? And then after study and documentation, realizing this is really real. There's more to it that meets the eye, and it's phenomenal and it's exciting. So I want to bring that forth to you under the category of love. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing the sun signs for 2 signs today. And those are the sun sign readings for Sagittarius and Aries, which I was so excited about. So I'll put my beautiful astrology wheel, which is how I come up with the signs for the day, and express to you that kind of the format I'm doing is to give you a general breakdown on each sign and some of the characteristics and so forth, and then how and why I believe they're wonderful for each other. I like to put that positive slant. And then I'm going to end the reading with some beautiful energy tarot cards for just the rest of the month and how that may affect you as a couple, as well as a couple of beautiful oracle messages and guidance that I think is important for the signs of Aries and Sagittarius. So let's get started. Well, my goodness, I think this is one of the most popular couplings that I've known throughout the years, because there's going to be ones that are continually seen over and over, and then there's the ones that are more obscure. But on the whole, there's 12 astrology signs, and so really there's only so many coupling and combinations and whatnot, but this is a absolutely beautiful and powerful one, so I'll explain that. First, we'll start with Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the sign of the ram, the element of fire, and the planet the ruling planet is Mars. So there's that masculine, fiery kind of passionate aspect to all Aries. Female or male, this is a non-gender, it could be either one with these readings on either side of the signs. And so we have this incredible, I think the word that initiates the beginning and the start, and you're a cardinal sign, so that simply means that you do in fact love to initiate. But there's the word courage that comes to mind, because it's almost like you're fearless, like you just want to start things, you want to see things, you're excited to think things, you're very, very optimistic and generally energetic when it comes to beginnings, and you have this free fall kind of, let's do it, I'm not afraid, I don't think you're fearful about much of anything. Something to concern yourself a little bit with, certainly when you're younger. But just this beautiful, beautiful energy of fire. And like I said, you are a cardinal sign, which means that all cardinal signs generally are the beginning of each season, and you happen to start spring. So in astrology, Aries not only is the first sign, but it is the first month, so it's like the new year for the whole year in astrology, rather than January. So your passion and your ability to just break through the old and have complete faith is so incredibly attractive, as well as your sexuality and your drive, and wow. Just, I don't know. The thing about you though is, being fire, you might have this quality of just kind of a little impatient, sometimes just wanting to work faster, and knowing, like right now in this time we're experiencing, there's such slowdowns, right? I know for a fact, I have an Aries moon. I know that you're probably experiencing this restlessness within you, and it's understandable. But at the same time, Aries, things are absolutely going to be moving forward for you and in your relationship. So bear that in mind with this reading, okay? And then get back to me and leave a comment and let me know, because we had the lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which happened on the 5th, yeah. And that was incredibly important and powerful for fire signs specifically, but in general for all of us, because it's going to be such a transformational time. We're already feeling it. We already know exactly what I'm speaking of, but it is absolutely related to, in Sagittarius, change and conversations and breaking the barriers, you know, the old molds, standing up for truth, believing in the ability to change as a collective, not an individual aspect at all when it comes to Sagittarius and the changes that will be occurring. And of course, it's exactly what's happening in real time. So the way that astrology affects us as individuals, but as a collaborative and as a global thing, to me is the most fascinating and amazing thing as I study more and more, because you can never learn enough in the spiritual world and when it comes to astrology. But you have drive, you are loyal, you're an individualist, you do like your free time. I will say that. So in your relationships, as long as you have that ability and the person that you're with, which we're getting to, has that same understanding that it's nothing personal, but you can have an amazingly, oh my gosh, synchronistic, beautiful, I would say serendipitous kind of relationship that you feel instant attraction for each other. And yet you know that in order to make a strong foundation for relationships, you have to have that time when you're able to be doing separate things and still knowing you have that foundation that's strong with each other. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sign, Aries. And then you have Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is also a fire element. And I didn't mention it maybe, but you know, yes, I did actually. Aries is a masculine. So we have Sagittarius, your significant other, your love, your passion, your desire, your reason for watching this this video, also a masculine sign. The difference is that whereas Aries is a cardinal sign, Sagittarius is immutable, which means very adaptable, able to work in most any circumstance and situation. And then you have the Sagittarius and the arrow and the archer, you know, who just points his arrow in the direction and makes things happen, and far-reaching, innovative teaching, higher learning, the same kind of unbelievable, passionate desire to see change and to disrupt the norm. You know, neither of you are conformists. You are starters, beginners, initiators. Sagittarius is also the sign I think of, and the word that comes to mind is optimist. So the two of you together, you can move mountains as a couple. I mean, in anything you put your mind to. And I would say that, like the Aries, the Sagittarius loves their freedom. So it's not something that you want to try to, neither of you want to try to stent each other or stop each other from growth. You have trust, and you know that your fire is going to keep you going and burning and working together. I was going to say, if you have a purpose and an idea that you have to working together, it would be a phenomenal coupling. And that's with, like I always say, the love you have for your partner, your life partner, your soulmate, which would definitely be these two signs. I think it's also extremely karmically brought together, but as well as friendships and, you know, family members in your family. I bet if you had all the other elements, but it was just you and Aries and your Sagittarius, like siblings, you two would just be working together constantly. And you know, there is the chance of having the difference of opinions, so that fire can go in other directions, but you're quick to recover. And that's what I love about fire signs. Yeah, they blow up and they express themselves and they are real and authentic, you know, and watch out. If you don't want to know the truth from each other, you're in the wrong couple, because the truth will come out. And I love the fact that people like the fire signs can just be completely real and authentic, because that's what's needed right now. So you stand strong as a couple. I absolutely love this month for you. There's going to be a lot of conversations between you and perhaps outside influences that are going to bring full and complete truth to the surface, something that's been needed for my lifetime. And I know we're all understanding and seeing is coming to light. So that's what the eclipses do. And then the second eclipse will be on June 21st in Cancer. Very, very beautiful for you, because your fiery aspect, which is, you know, about action and power and moving forward, is then going to be really generating that heart and passion that you have for each other, for life, and opening your heart and reaching out and doing whatever you can to make the difference, to make the change, to be the change that we want to see. So I was really excited to be able to read for the two of you. And I know that we never really know in our lives, you know, we could be with someone a short time or a long time, but it's always about learning. It's always about growing and evolving. And if you wanted to be together for a lifetime, this would be the couple that I think can do that. So keep those fires burning. And recognize just how incredibly complementary and synchronistic your energies really are. And so now I'm going to read you 2 or 3 of the tarot energies that'll come up for the month of June. You may not feel or resonate with them right away or at all, perhaps, but generally you can feel it certainly by the end of the month, if not at this moment. Today is, whoa, that's one for you. That's like a fire move, just like poof, that was the arrow going out there. So today's June 7th, 2020. And you know, the eclipses bring in information that will be affecting us, I would say, for months to come. And some clarity will definitely, like I said, be brought out. I'm not sure why, but you're definitely needing to get these messages and they're just shooting right out. Let me do another one or so. So I hope that made sense, and I can think about whatever. Is there anything else? Yeah, just keep your passions, keep your desires and your interest to work together as a unit strong, as well as individually. Always support each other and have that unconditional love, which means just the respect for one each other. There goes my speech again. As we almost approach the Mercury retrograde in another week or so. Well, there's your last one. And I do want to mention, as I have every reading, that we have 6 planets in retrograde by month's end. So any, you know, that restlessness I was explaining to you, maybe as a couple, maybe as just in general with your fiery, beautiful energies, it will subside, and it will actually kind of be helped during the retrogrades, because the retrogrades slow all the energies of the planets, but they allow us to really go over things and to reevaluate. So you'll be reevaluating your relationships, especially with the new moon and that being part of our love and our deepest desires and passions. And so I like that, and I think it can build stronger and closer understandings and relationships, you know, if that's what you choose. You know, it's really relative in general, but I really love it for you. And there's just a lot of positive changes for the fire signs anyway, so this is great. And a couple, you've got it going on. So let me just read to you what it says. The first card that's coming to the forefront is the 5 of Cups. 5 always represents change, you know, and once again, to be redundant, I don't mean to be, but just a lot of change, a lot of things to take in right now. I like the idea with things opening up now more, and if you've been particularly extra busy or even maybe not busy, to take the time to go and to spend time, if you can, on your own, maybe just taking a drive. Or my throat chakra is affecting me right now for some reason. And so, yeah, that time will be very important. I feel like there's been a lot of movement anyway somehow with both of you this month. And I mean literally a move. You know, with Sagittarius, once again, eclipse, and in that sign, it has a lot to do with movement. And generally it could be travel, but a lot of that's been curtailed. So it tells me that there's a lot more local movement, maybe with your job, maybe you've changed positions, maybe you've literally, like I said, moved. So there's that going on. But the new and the change is a beautiful one, as it will be for a lot of people. But that's a specific thing, and the 5 being the changing card. The chalices are the cups, though. So here we are again with the emotions. You know, the moons in general, and certainly the lunar eclipse, and certainly what's happening right now in our world has brought great emotion to me. I don't know about you, but you're very capable of emotions. The fire in you brings that out, and it's deep, and it's real, you know, but it's also, it's making us recognize some things. It's making us feel a little bit oversensitive maybe than we might normally, because of the conditions around us, and you're just really being a part of it, like it or not. You're really resonating with that, and you're feeling like you want to make a difference. As I said, with the fire, they always definitely want to be out there and not just watching. They want to be a part of it, an active part of it. So together, I think you're really working towards, I see you doing great philanthropic type of work. I'm not good at saying that word, but you know what I mean, and helping others. Being very instrumental in that as a couple. So yeah, that's just reminding you about, things are changing, and there's some definite sadness involved, but you can see the bigger picture. That's what certainly Aries and Sagittarius, but specifically Sagittarius, you see beyond, you see the future, you know, far-reaching. So yeah, just being aware of that and what the reasoning is. And then you have the 8 of Wands, and that's all about you guys. That's fire all over the place. And the 8 is super, and its power and its abundance to the highest degree. And the 8 is the quickness, the fast moving pace. So it seems contradictory, I know, but with all the retrogrades, it slows our energy and it slows the progress of things, which, by the way, is perfect for things that we don't want spreading and creating more havoc. So, I mean, we're always definitely divinely and sweetly guided. But at the same time, there's stuff moving fast for you, because I think you've been, you know, stopped in a lot of ways, like a lot of us. And that's changing, okay? And I feel it, and it's already happening. It may have already started happening. You know what I'm speaking of. It could have large amounts to do with ideas that are starting to formulate. This is the month to perfect that and to, you know, make sure that everything is exactly how you want it to be, so that when you go forward with it, there's not a lot of redoing to do. This is the month to redo and reevaluate and stuff, as I mentioned. That's all the re's in the retrograde. So retrogrades are not our enemies by any means. But if you tend to have this energy like you do, you may feel a little, you know, stifled and a little energetic-wise, just kind of a little anxious. So get out, like I said, walk and do your exercise. Get that body in great shape. Keep your body in great shape. Keep your mind in great shape. Work together with that, you know. Get on an exercise regimen with each other. And you know what I mean. It could be all kinds. But that's fantastic. Beautiful movement coming for you. And then you have 20, the major arcana judgment. Oh my goodness. I think this is so so much deeper than I could even probably express to you, other than to say judgment is what it says. It's about decisions that have been made, decisions that should have happened from so long ago, but they're actually truthfully coming through, and they're the right decisions. They're the ones that are going to change lives forever, yours included, your relationship. And not only is it about the outer world and the judgment made through government and legal aspects and the normal things that we associate with that, but it's our own inner judgment, making our own choices, standing up for what we believe with every fiber in our body, and knowing with our heart, soul, it is the correct judgment. And quite frankly, it's already been made. So moving forward, this is beautiful, because I feel, especially with what we're entering into in the next couple of years with Aquarius, predominantly the planets in Aquarius versus the Capricorn Earth stuck kind of old methods. It's all going to be changing, and it's going to be about truth and love and the right judgment. So I love this. This is powerful. It's beautiful for you to sit with as a couple, to work together with, to enjoy and spend this time, really just enjoying each other. I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to feed and read off what I'm feeling, but it's powerful, and so are you. So this is very, like I said, synchronistic in a lot of ways. So that's the reading I'm getting for the tarot for you. And I do want to see the bottom card, Two of Swords. Okay, so two of you, the strength, swords of the air quality, and we're in Gemini season right now. So Gemini's air, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication and commerce. So a lot of thoughts going in with that fire combined is like thoughts then become things. You're about the initiation, making it happen from the thought form into tangible, physical form. You had the new moon coming up, the eclipse and the new moon, which is going to affect you. So between the illumination of this full moon that's happening and the truth that's coming out, you will know by the new moon exactly what direction you need to go as a couple in your lives, moving forward, as I said, if you're moving, and making that decision. This is a partnership. This is a partnership. It's cutting through any kind of false information, but it's strong. It's about justice and truth and absolute communication and ability to connect with others and thrive and make the changes. So, making that decision. There might be a crossroad. I don't know. I mean, that has to do with thoughts and what we're speaking about. So just being aware of how we speak to each other, how you speak to each other, coming up with something that you both can agree with the balancing of the two. And that's the basic, foundation for the month, I would say. Something to think about, and I would love, and I hope that you will take this and just thrive with it and embrace it. And I'm going to read to you from the beautiful oracle, the message just for the two of you for the month of June from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Absolutely love this, and it brings such insight and loving guidance. So that's what it's about: upliftment, encouragement, the ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Like I said, during the retrogrades, you got to work through the details, and then when July comes, we're going forward, and the new moon and the power hit the ground running, And it is a number 9, that's completion. So the new cycle begins. This is such a beautiful, beautiful reading for the two of you. I know you feel it. I can feel that you feel it. So number 9, the ringmaster of scrutiny is all about the details. Look closely and pay attention to the smallest elements of what's being presented to you on your path. It is in these details, not the broad strokes, that you'll find the breathtaking beauty and perfection in what you observe. This ally is on your side to point to you the deeper meaning of what unfolds in your life. And he reminds you that every moment counts. Staying present in this perfect moment, observing the minute things, the minute, same spelling, observing the minute things, lead you to manifest your highest good and greatest desires. Grand gestures are for other times. It's the smaller acts that really count now. I love that. I don't think I've ever read this. This is a newer deck, but I love that. I love it for you. I hope you know exactly what that means for the two of you. But making those choices on the smaller, more obscure, which is interesting for you because you're about big, you know, you're the passion. You make it all happen. You're the fire, man. That's how it starts. And so I love that. And I'm going to finish with the Super Attractor Manifestation card so that you can work together with that good feeling energy that will create exactly what you want. You know, and I mean, it's been proven time and time again, starting with smaller manifestations and then building. Or the big one, you know, shoot for the stars. That's always a beautiful, beautiful, optimistic, and courageous thing to do. And you have, just for you, for the reading of June, when I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. And we have to have a lot of trust right now. And quite frankly, I believe that you are right in line with that. You know, I feel like that's a huge part of what you represent and who you are. And I think you're bringing forth your energy to the universe to help us all to cultivate this energy. So it's beautiful, it's green, it's coming from your heart. You know how passionate you can be and so incredibly heartfelt. So I love it, and I truly hope that you enjoyed this and that it will absolutely resonate with you. And do let me know, and do me a huge favor if you would like, and push the subscribe button and comment, and then come back for future readings. I would love that. Take great care of yourselves. That's the most important thing. You do matter. Till next time, thank you. Bye for now.